Hi, Kim Duke.
Hey, Chris Duke.
Man, we had an amazing dinner last night.
We did.
Where did we get that dinner?
Los Ortiz's.
Ooh,
Family-style appetizers.
What was it called? The super platter?
Super sampler.
Super sampler.
It had cheese quesadilla, hot wings, tamales, taquitos, and nachos.
So fucking good. And it was like $30.
Yeah.
That could have fed 10 times more than we fed 3 kids, 4 adults, and still had food left over.
Yeah.
So head to Los Ortiz's in Becker, right off of Highway 10 on Bank Street, right behind the bank. They got outdoor seating now, so you don't have to worry about catching the Covidicus, and you can still enjoy some authentic, amazing Mexican food. Enjoy the show. Hi, Kim Duke.
Hey, Chris Duke.
We did a ass load of renovating.
Not even just this room.
Not even just this room. All over the place. But getting all these soundboards and things situated so there's no echo. I can fuck with the levels all I want now. And the wallpaper, which was 95% of this was Kim Duke's idea. My idea was the sound panels. But beyond that, thank you, Kim Duke.
Mm-hmm.
So we have a guest today. I met them, when I was 18. So how old am I? 45? Something like that. So long fucking time that I've known this individual. They do the photography as well. Lots of bicycling. And I'm just excited that they're here. We started running into him at comedy shows randomly.
Oh, yeah.
And ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Duck Duck Grey Duke, Vunley Long.
Hello.
Oh, wow. I just swung it really far away.
You totally did.
Vun, how the fuck are you?
I am phenomenal, kind of. Not really. This COVID stuff.
It sucks.
It's really taking a hit on me.
I bet. Let's get that out of the way.
Yeah.
So you're right in the mix because not only with the COVID stuff and then all the shit that happened with George Floyd, you were like on ground zero for a lot of things.
Yes, I was.
What was the first thing? Because are you furloughed right now or?
No, I'm still working. I work right in downtown Minneapolis as a UX designer for a software company, and they extended our work from home order until next year.
Oh, wow.
So yeah, it was literally right when the news broke. Yep. All right. We'll see where this goes. A month later, we're going to extend it another month. A month later, we're going to extend this till next year.
Wow.
It sucks. Just waking up, going into your office every morning, and then when you're done with work,
you're still at work.
Yeah, and then you try to play. I'm a super huge nerd, PC video gamer. So I sit.
Oh, the same space.
Sucks.
It's you don't get that interaction with people in person as much anymore.
Nope.
Yeah.
My interactions are through just Zoom meetings, and that's it. And then we talk about work, and then those bullshit Zoom happy hours.
Oh God.
They have company sponsored. Bring your own beer and let's talk about stuff. It's like, well, no, I don't want to talk about weed and hookers with you guys. I just want to. So it's really brutal not being able to go out to a bar or something and just chill, talk with randoms. So this is a great outlet.
Oh, good, man. Yeah, it is an interesting point, and it's weird. Like for me, it was the opposite. Like I was so psyched to be home all the time because I love this space so much. And I guess there are like different settings though. When I flick these lights on, it is a different space. So I at least have that aspect of it. Yeah. But Yeah. Otherwise, I love
He
being home.
loves working from home. He hasn't done that in a while, but he loves it.
Yeah.
It's because he doesn't want to interact with people.
Are you a homebody?
Which is
he
weird.
never used to be.
Yeah, I am now.
Okay, that's.
But it's
you're
because I
adulting.
get to create so much.
Yeah.
There's so much, like learning how to do like vector designing and stuff like that. So there's always something to create. So I'm always excited
You're
to be
speaking my language. I'm going to give you a few lessons after this. So.
Hell yeah. So we're both aggro inliners.
Oh, yeah.
And before we started recording, you were saying that your brother skates?
Yes. So he introduced me to rollerblading and stuff back in the day. And when we lived on the east side of St. Paul, we would always go to like these little ledges like a block away. And I don't know. I was just tagging along. I was like that Grom kid hanging out with my older brother. It felt great. And, just going beyond what my parents, like that radius of where you should be, going a little bit beyond that because your brother's with you.
Yeah.
So that was always cool. Got to know a lot of the rollerbladers that way. And and kind of just kept going and started meeting more people. My brother stopped a little, he stopped. And then, I just started meeting more people. Met you.
Yeah.
Yeah. Met a whole
Did you
bunch
ever go on like road trips for any events or?
That's actually a good one because I was on Target Market team.
Oh.
Yes, the anti-smoking campaign.
Yeah.
I'm not sure if that was a Minnesota only thing though. But
See, I've wondered that too because I've brought it up to people and they have no idea.
yes,
what I'm
I
talking
have too. Yeah. So
that's funny.
yeah, so I just remember this really pretty lady back in the day. She was a part of the Target Market team, and she approached me, my friend Anthony, Andrew, and Pat. And she goes, "Hey, do you guys want to skate for Target Market? I'll take you to like skate parks around the state." I was like, "Okay, that sounds cool." Had to get my parents to sign a waiver and stuff. And it's like, well, our friend Anthony was smoking. Like, he's a chain smoker. And then he's like, "Is it cool if I smoke?" He's like, "Yeah, it's fine. Just as long as you're saying the message that it sucks." So
That's really funny.
Yeah. So I don't know. Kind of toured the state, Duluth, International Falls. Yeah.
Wow.
Had some racist stuff happen there.
Oh, I bet.
Yeah. It was crazy. Like, I don't know. But otherwise, it was pretty fun. Yeah. Didn't really do much, though. But just skated really shitty skate parks and...
But someone drove you to them.
Yeah,
That's kind of
that
nice.
was it. And she was so uninterested. Just like she would read a book while we were skating. I'm like, all right, I get it.
So you guys would go to these skate spots and then talk to other kids, like how? That's what it was. Okay.
That's essentially what it was, but we never did any talking. It was just like, I think she was just like, I'm getting paid for this, so I just get to drive these kids around and I get paid X amount.
Yeah.
It's like, all right, that's cool with me. So
Now imagine if someone drove up in a van trying to pick a bunch of kids up. Hey, we're gonna go tell kids not to smoke. I'll drive you to other skate parks.
and I'd be like, all right, let's go.
That's so interesting. So, when did you go to the like 3-day seminar that they did in St. Cloud?
No.
So they had like a big event where people came from out of the state. They rented out a hotel, and they had Alkaline Trio come out. They had pro BMXers. They set up a half pipe in at the Kelly Inn?
Oh, that used to be the
That
Killian.
event center.
Yeah.
So in that event center, they even had a guy from Belgium who was like a world-renowned tag artist.
Yeah.
And he was spray painting shit for
This
people.
is all for not smoking.
This is all.
You can tell me none of the Alkaline Trio guys smoked.
Yeah, I mean, they were. So the thing that is funny. So we're there. I'm so anti-tobacco. Like it was just like all that I was about. And then I walked outside because I was sweating or something. And so I step outside. One of the counselors is out there smoking. And I'm like, what? I thought it was like, oh, I'm just against them targeting kids. I was like, fuck, man. And then after that, I was like, oh, I guess it doesn't matter.
Is that when the day you picked up smoking?
No.
Did you ever smoke?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I love smoking.
Oh, you still do?
I mean, no.
He shouldn't be
now-
smoking.
It shouldn't be.
Now I pop nicotine gum.
Good enough.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, I've
He used to be one of those people that could just do it and then quit.
Yeah.
And it never, ever. And then when he got out of treatment, well, when he was in treatment, started smoking.
Yeah.
smoked a shit
Stupid.
ton of cigarettes. But that's where like all of the good ideas and all these breakthroughs were happening was at the smoking pit. So that's why I think it was harder this time, was because I was like, oh shit, but that's when like you're taking a break. It means you have slotted out this time and all you're going to be doing is smoking a cigarette and conversing with whoever else is out there.
Yeah. It's such a social thing.
Yeah.
It is.
It's just you go out, like I do it when I'm drinking, and then I will go out, have a smoke just because there's people out there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When I get to meet them, it's awesome. Even though it gives me a fucking ridiculous like headache, I get dizzy.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
and I immediately just want to pass out and go to bed because it's like, but it's just something so fun about
Yeah.
it. Yeah. So
Yeah.
I've taken to not inhaling anymore. Just,
Ah.
I don't think I ever like actually inhale cigarettes. Because I
don't
feel like
think
I
so
would have
either.
gotten addicted to it by now.
yeah.
I
'Cause
definitely, there was a time when I just loved the act of smoking. And so I was doing that. But then my body was like, hey, actually, we love the whole thing. So if you could breathe in real deep for it.
Well, it's because he went from cigarettes and then he started vaping.
Yeah.
Don't get me on vaping.
I actually just read a whole
Oh,
slew of
don't
things
even.
on vaping.
Yeah.
Did you?
Yeah. Okay. Now, rollerblading.
Yes.
Things started to change like in Minnesota, and a lot of shit started to happen around the same time for extreme sports as a whole in our state. You look at like street, like snowboarding, jibbing as it's called.
Jibbing. I've never heard of that actually.
Oh, that's funny.
Yeah.
But it was like a secret that Minnesota was like the best place in the United States to hit handrails.
Interesting.
Yeah. So that, for whatever, which is weird because it seems like such a flat place,
Yeah.
but some
Tons
of
of
the
handrails, though.
shit ton of handrails.
Yeah.
So with that, people seeing that, it then bled into all of the other things. So like just the progression just ramped way up, and then
Yeah.
skateboarding, people started to tour through here
Yeah.
and grew to love the state, and it just boom.
Yeah.
Yeah, because there were snowboarders who rent out storage units, and they will keep all their gear here. So like generators,
Wow.
those ripcord
Yeah.
things, and yeah, so it like became big deal.
Damn, that is a big deal.
Around like 2005 or 2006, there was another big uptick in like the hammers that were getting thrown.
Yeah.
And a lot of those hammers were coming out of Minnesota.
Damn.
And people were starting to learn like, oh shit. Like you think about like Ryan Guggens
Oh, I know.
just going absolutely ham.
Yep.
Howard, people were starting to like, oh, that's right.
Yep.
He does big fucking
And of
rails.
course, Chris Farmer.
And of course, Chris Farmer.
Like the pinnacle, or the, what's the word I'm looking
He
for?
was one, yeah.
Yeah.
One
He's
of the godfathers for sure.
insane. And he's such a nice dude too. I love Chris. We play roller hockey every now and then with him.
Oh, that's awesome.
So even though I haven't been invited to roller hockey this year, I'm not even so sure if they still do it, but
yeah.
yeah, but whatever. Anywho, yeah, the Minnesota rollerblading scene it's very strong and cohesive. Like a lot of the old people who did it, like they still do it.
Yeah.
Like I just skated with Mike French.
Oh, really?
Yeah. And he's skating with Butch, Dave Walsh. Like it's just everyone is just so cool, and it's still like that group of rollerbladers.
Yeah.
They're like they just keep doing it, and they have just such a good camaraderie. Like it's kind of inspiring a little bit,
Yeah.
just because I wish I could be that nice,
but
but
you
I'm a
guys are
dick.
also old now.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh man.
Fall and break a hip now.
Oh, it happens. Like Mike French took a really nasty fall at St. Anthony, and and it's all cheese grater ground
Yep.
now. Ugh. And it's just like, I don't want to do hard tricks anymore. I'll stick to soul grind. That's all I do is soul grinds. I don't know. I don't want to hurt myself. I never did back in the day either. I was such a grom.
So contests in Minnesota were like this big. They were such massive. Like that would be a massive mode of progression.
Yes,
is like we were all like good with each other. But it was 10 times more apparent when those contests would happen and everybody would be like, oh, it's been months since I've seen so-and-so. And then to see them throw down, it's like, oh, shit, now I'm going to throw down. These spots that we've gone to over and over again, and you'd never think that these tricks were going to get thrown down. And then you're like, holy fuck.
Yeah.
Like just on a random day. Like
totally. Me, Tulo, Joe C., and Alex Kumar, we held Street Fighter, the competition. I don't know if you guys remember that back in the day. So we've held 4 of them. That and that was because Eye for an Eye was going away. Like that was like when rollerblading started just teetering off. And then, no one wanted to hold anything. No one's going to sponsor that. No one's going to give you free swag and stuff. There's just no money in it, of course. And
I forgot to, real quick for the audience members, when we say contest, rollerblading had like these unique contests where it was all street spots.
Yep.
So the danger of getting kicked from a spot or getting a ticket, like you didn't know if each spot was going to pan out.
I forgot about that.
And you had to get these little strips of addresses as to where the next spot was going to be.
Yeah.
Because this was before you could just punch it in your phone. You had to have actual printouts.
Yes.
And somebody would hand them out to be able to go from spot to spot.
Yep. That's for like the responsible people. Like I would say me, but if you went to any competition prior to that, no one gave a shit. They were just like, oh, all right, it's over here. Let's go to County C rails. And then like, where's County C? I don't know. County C? Like, it was just so no one gave a shit back. Like, trying to get people somewhere, but
I
don't know. I did.
And then following each other, you can't do that down in cities. No.
It's a nightmare.
Yeah.
So no one wants to deal with that.
But,
But that was that's pretty much how it is. And usually the format for these competitions is like 3 street spots. So you go to the first one, everyone's competing, judges judge, and then a handful go to the second spot, then a handful go to the third spot, and whoever wins in the third spot gets whatever bullshit that we had. Oh, free clothes and $100. I think the first one was like that.
Because you pay. I mean, not every contest, but like $5 to enter. And it's basically like betting on yourself because all that money goes into a pool, and then depending on the format, either all of that money goes to the first place spot or it's kind of divided up.
Exactly. Yep. Street Fighter, we've always done first place just gets a shit ton of money. I forget the cash prizes for every single one, but I think Street Fighter 4 we threw in like $1,000 extra or something like that.
Holy shit.
Wow.
Yeah. And I forgot who won that one. It was an out of towner. Oh man, now that's gonna kill me. I can see his face right now, but he killed it. Just huge tricks, like this really ridiculous wall ride over this like 20 stair.
Are you talking about Corey? Corey Glanville?
Wait, yeah, he did win it. Yeah, of course. Corey. I'm sorry. I totally forgot your name. I love you, Corey. He's back in Wisconsin right now. Yeah, he totally won it.
The Eric Bailey of Minnesota?
Yes. He's so good.
Yeah.
It's unbelievable how how good he is.
Yeah.
And yeah, he's I think he's a chef now.
Yeah.
Yeah. So good.
That sounds right.
Yeah,
Chef,
absolutely.
and he plays in a band.
Yeah, man. Corey Glanville, if you're listening to this, I love you. You're good shit, bro. Back to the point, Street Fighter. It was just kind of a way to get all the rollerbladers, together, have fun. It was fun to do that. It was just to go out to a street spot and get a shit ton of people to watch skating and then worry about the cops. And,
It was always fun watching people that didn't come with, obviously I'd go with Chris, but people that were just walking by, stop and watch was so fun.
Yes. Because it's just like they're new eyes gazing upon this sport, and these are really good people that are doing it. So to kind of generate interest that way was kind of fun, even though it's like, I'm not sure a 70-year-old lady's going to pick up rollerblading anytime soon just because she saw Corey Glanville do like a pretty gnarly trick. She's like, I'll try that wall ride to 360 out or something. I don't know.
You guys were always really good about because when I started doing contests with the Wanna Skate comps, you guys would always support me whenever I would do that shit too, which was awesome.
Yeah, I totally forgot about that. Oh man, this is going down like nostalgia.
I know
memory lanes here.
You think about those really were like an all-day party. Mm-hmm. Like, after the contest, there would always be a party at somebody's house, and it was just that was like. Because Minnesota's a big state.
Yeah. It's kind of big.
So there would be people that, you hadn't seen in a while, and this was an excuse for them to just...
Yeah.
Like, there's an element of, like, there's tricks that you can do, and then there's tricks that you are pretty sure you have figured out, but you just haven't pulled the trigger on, and there's something about those settings, except for RTP.
I was going to say RTP was my favorite.
Yes,
I loved going to Duluth. We had the best, crazy stories from RTP.
RTP was, roll twin ports. That was up in Superior and Duluth. And there was camping. People would get hotels or crash at people's houses. So that was like a 2 or 3 day event. And that was, Duluth is awesome.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
But those spots, I would hang for the ledge spot. If the first spot was a ledge spot.
Yeah.
Beyond that, all those spots are fucking terrifying.
Fuck no. Those are killer spots. I ain't doing that.
It's absolutely insane.
Watching people do them too, you're like, holy crap.
Yeah.
Like, I don't even skate. I don't even know what tricks are, and I would be like, oh my gosh.
The last time that I went, I think it was RTP 10, and where the last spot was that curve rail.
The drop ramp.
Yeah. That thing is so tall and so awkward.
Yeah.
But there's something that brain fear, which is
brain fear gone.
Brain fear gone. But you look at the obstacle in a certain way, and then you're like, oh, this is just a curve rail. Yeah. So I know I can do this on a curve rail, and people just were able to overcome how fucking weird that spot was.
Yeah, it's insane. I wish I could skate like that. I never did. I would never put myself out there. I was just like, this is scary. I might hurt myself, and my parents might yell at me if I break something. So I never did it. Well, and I'll still like that. Now that I have to pay for my own insurance, I really don't want to.
No, you don't want to go to the ER.
You know what that reminded me of is, so they're like famously in the rollerblading community, the BMAG message board was like where everybody would go to talk shit about the industry, gossip, all that fun stuff. Minnesota had their own version. Was it Skeptic?
Skeptic Industries. Yeah, now
Industries.
Defunct, sadly. But you can still find archives of it on the Wayback Machine.
No way.
Yeah. So it's really fun to go back and just see just random posts from people calling each other chuckers and stuff. And it was just, it's so good.
I wonder if I did an interview with Chris Haffey and posted it on there.
Yeah.
I wonder if it's still on there. That would be really cool.
I bet you could find it.
But I would also find all of the embarrassing shit. So that's the other thing that I wanted to talk about. So with me, I have these really big ideas, these really big dreams.
Notice The Office, or what is it called?
The Stoffus.
The Stoffus.
Ooh, the Stoffus
Studio
looks great.
Office.
Yeah. Ooh, that's a good word.
Yeah, Stoffus.
Totally Stoffus.
Big ideas.
Mm-hmm.
But when I was younger, those big ideas, I didn't have the money for any of those things. I just assumed that because people could see how passionate and determined I was, that all this shit was going to pan out. But really, I was just some weirdo with bleached hair and a JVC camcorder thinking. And so I would get obnoxiously self-righteous and get pissed off at people. And I know now it was part one Grom effect.
Sure.
Me getting so excited about seeing all these people who were insanely good and talented too. Cause John Haynes, Andrew Murray, yourself included in there. Like, I'm in like just thinking that I wanted to be a part of that so bad.
Yeah.
That when I would lose grip, then rather than just like being stoked to just be around it.
Yep.
I felt like I had to be at the same table as all these other
people. Yeah,
you
couldn't necessarily be yourself. And it was you're trying to fit in that, this group that you just want to be a part of, and you're just really trying. I'm guilty of it. Damn. I've done a lot of stupid shit just to be with people. But then eventually you grow up. But anyways.
But so it is fun for me. Mm-hmm. This one I'm a little more nervous about.
Whoa.
But like, so, because I've had people like from childhood and from school and stuff like that be on here and talk about how annoying I was. Mm-hmm. But in rollerblading, it was like annoying meant more because it was like, we don't want you around at all.
Yeah.
And we have
they made it known.
You have this message board now where like there's no filter for it. Mm-hmm. So like if somebody posts something, that person that they're posting about can comment right, and then it's just this fucking shitstorm.
Yep. And this is where I'm gonna throw too low under the bus. Skep, dude, biggest troll ever, and he would just go on there and
he was a computer warrior. Huh?
Yes. Yeah. And he would just go on there and start talking shit, and it would be hilarious. I'm sorry. It was just really funny to see because it's just like, what are you doing? He would never say that shit to their face, but he's a nice guy. I love him, but he just liked doing that.
Well, that's the other weird thing is like the times that I would, so like he and I would get into it a lot.
Of course.
He made that one post of like the two worst styles in Minnesota, Chris Duke and Troy DeZeo or
Oh my God. That's totally him too. I'll apologize on behalf of him for you.
Yeah, but he like has like that, it's more the like the winner mentality.
Yeah.
So it like now that like looking back on it now, it was like, why should we care about what you're doing if you're not on the same level as us? Like, so for me, putting out all these edits, which were dog shit, and always included myself.
You always have to. Everybody wants to see themselves on video. What the hell? Yeah.
But so like to think that like I'm at the same level. I'm not hitting handrails. I'm not placing in contests. I'm not doing any of this shit. But I'm talking like I'm at the same level as other people.
Yeah.
I would imagine like from somebody who is like, dude, you know how much work I've put in to get to where I'm at? Like, it's not the same thing, man.
No, I feel you on that. I hardly hit handrails. Like, I never did any of that stuff. And if I did, it was literally just a soul grind.
Yeah.
And I would just go skate all day with these guys. And I'm just hanging around. I don't know. I can't really relate to them because these guys are putting their lives on the lines, like doing ridiculous tricks for no reason in the grand scheme of things. And I guess the only thing that we had in common was just like outside of rollerblading. It was we all played computer games. And so like Joe Howard, Jeff Howard's little brother, him and I were really really good friends growing up. And we played Counter-Strike together. Chris Pixley from Fargo.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, man. Like Carl Semelis.
Yeah.
All these guys, man. We all played video games. And then like when we got sick of playing video games, we'd be like, hey, you guys want to go rollerblade? Cool. All right, let's go. And it was just kind of that thing. So my nerdiness got me into these groups. And that was kind of all that I offered, really. It's like, oh, I can help build a computer. Okay.
That's funny.
Yep.
Okay. So I'm going to ask if there are any embarrassing stories or any instances of like me overstepping that you can recall.
No, I've always liked you. I'm trying to think like I knew you were a Grom. I was too. Like, I don't know. I was too. That's why I just kind of viewed it as that. And I don't know. It's just like, even back in the day, I just always had it in my head that this is a mere blip in our lives. and all of this is very temporary. These guys are probably not going to be a big part of my life in the future. And I just kept that in my head because I used to hang out with all those guys all the time. And then, like, you know, as you grow up, different political leanings, different, all this stuff. And sadly, all that stuff does tear people, like, or push people away.
Yeah.
And, eventually you just find out who your friends really are. And I just kept that mentality. I don't know.
I think the thing with you is you have that attachment problem where you so you like you have a hard time letting go of people.
Right, which I know, like, learning so I didn't know until like 4 or 5 months ago that like codependency doesn't apply to just like a romantic relationship. Codependency is any type of relationship that you've created where you there's weight to it.
Yeah.
Or in like those self-righteous things where I would like go on these fucking crazy rants. It was for some reason thinking that if I see an injustice, I'm the only one that can right it for some reason.
Sure.
So like, and with that, so now that I know what that is, I look back and I'm like, oh yeah, that makes a shit ton of sense. Like when I was trying to make a skate video and we were filming and we were trying to get more and more people involved in it. And one of the big things that we were going to do was because it was going to be downloadable and you could buy it on DVD.
Yeah.
But the big thing that we were going to do was X amount of it was going to be set to the side. And then we were trying to get like $750 worth of free gear to the winner's favorite skate shop, which seemed like a really cool idea.
Yeah, absolutely.
Like being able to get all new skates, all, like clothes. Like there's so many poor skaters out there.
Yes, there are.
So like that concept, I was super excited about.
Yeah.
And obviously, I think that like it's like a righteous thing to do.
Totally. Yeah. You like just want to do good.
So at the same time that's happening, right? I'm trying to do this. There's like some interest, like Aggressive Mall was interested and like there was some other people, but at the same time, I think it was Charging. So they had run out of money while they were on tour.
Of course. And
I think it was Kickstarter was still a big thing.
Okay.
And, because that's what we were doing. We were kickstarting. Okay. Now it's all coming back.
I don't remember any of those.
But at the same time, Charging, these guys run out of money while they're on tour.
Yeah.
Everybody goes and throws all of the money at them, and they raise $6,000 in like 3 or 4 days, something like that.
Sure.
Big amount. And I freaked out because I was like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
We're not even, I think we'd raised like $50.
Whoa. So
that's a slap.
And I was like, we're like, this is something that is going back into the community, and these are just dudes that like spent all their money on booze and like, so I did that, freaked the fuck out.
Yeah.
And Adam Johnson was the first one to be like, hey man, you don't get it.
Yeah.
People want to see these guys. Nobody knows who you are.
Yeah.
I was like, oh man.
Yeah.
That hurts.
It's like, but you need those moments in your life where it's
Yeah.
just like, oh shit, like what we were talking about earlier. We want to know like if we have shit stuck on our teeth.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Or like, and if someone doesn't tell you, you're just gonna walk around all day with whatever the bullshit.
Broccoli in your teeth.
Yep, absolutely.
Yep.
You're like, hey guys.
Yeah. And people look at it, they just don't say it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Like, and it's exactly like that. It's just like, but you know, it's for behavior stuff. Like, you know, just trying to do something good, and then someone just has to bring you back down to earth.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's
Well,
it's
and
sad.
like the perception that like, oh, people are going to be on board because I'm doing a good thing, a perceived good thing. I'm supposed to assume that everybody knows that I'm a well-intentioned dude.
Yeah.
Even though I'm like projecting it out to like thousands of people all across the world who have no fucking idea who I am.
Yeah.
But then when I started doing interviews for One Blade, all that shit kind of changed. Like there were people who were pissed because there was all that drama with One Blade and Daily Bread.
I vaguely remember that.
Yeah. So like Daily Bread was this magazine, which was a really cool magazine. It was kind of like the Thrasher of rollerblading. Actually, that is a good comparison, because then BMAG would have been like the trans world.
Yes.
Of like snowboarding and
Even
skateboarding.
though I don't know what trans world is. I do. I never read a page in my life. Or looked at one, I should say.
The snowboarding stuff is really good.
Okay.
I like that a lot. Like, you can tell the production is, at least back in the day.
You could tell there's money in it.
Yeah, it was way different.
Yeah. Not like some poor sponsored rollerblader who gets 0.01% of skate sales.
That's another weird thing.
Yeah. It's ridiculous.
So.
But their name's on the skate.
Yep.
I forget who I was talking to about this, but the weird like dichotomy in rollerblading that because somebody is able to create a company, that then means, they have the money to like pay for all of these things for their sponsors, when really anyone can start a company.
Oh, absolutely.
Anybody can go for it.
Yep.
The success of that company is like, and especially in our terms, like perceived success.
Yeah.
Is totally different from an actual successful business. So there was this weird thing where like people wanted to start companies to support their friends and support rollerblading. And the second that they weren't able to give what rollerblading thought they deserved, because we were looking at all of these other industries that had shit tons of money and they were able to tour and nobody had to pay for their own stuff.
Yeah.
Whereas in rollerblading, when you go on tour, most of the time you're paying for your own shit.
Exactly.
And
companies just didn't have like they weren't selling enough. It just inherently wasn't a popular sport, even at its peak.
But no one wanted to admit either on either side.
Oh, absolutely.
So companies were saying, bunch of ungrateful assholes.
Yep.
They don't understand how much work I'm putting in for like such a small margin of profit.
Yeah.
And then rollerblading saying, I'm out there, skating, falling. I don't have health insurance. You should be able to. So like nobody was willing to give any ground in that regard. And it's only like in the last like 5 years that I've been like, holy shit.
Yeah.
No, everybody was like, you're in such a controlled environment. We were in like a little petri dish compared to everything else that was going on.
Yeah.
And everybody was trying to figure out how the fuck anything worked.
Yep.
Because like 80% of the companies were majority owned by rollerbladers.
Yeah.
So it was people who just learned how to do this shit or didn't learn how to do this shit and just threw money at it and were hoping that it was going to pan out.
Yeah. And I mean, it was a gamble. Welcome to capitalism. Capitalism chose skateboarding.
But yeah, so you had all of these like really, really salty people.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. If you weren't supporting the industry, if you were buying used skates, if you were buying or like waiting for someone to give you clothes or anything like that.
Yeah.
Ooh, a lot of people did not like that for some reason. Yeah. And well, for obvious reasons. But I mean, I get it. 100% I get it. But also it's like, well, there's a lot of poor people who need clothes and rollerblades who really love rollerblading. So it was such a double-edged sword. Just, it was kind of a bad time.
Yeah. And I think that like the one person that I think like fell on that sword so often was Fabiano.
Oh, yeah.
Like that dude wanted so bad. He threw so much money.
Yeah.
And like I get people have whatever opinions, but I spoke with him on so many nights. We would talk for hours and hours about like all these dreams that he had of like actually, and like his big goal was being able to support the Minnesota scene. Yeah. Like beyond like having a sponsored team and all that stuff, he wanted people to recognize like how dope Minnesota was. Yep. And
he did it. Like, I mean, all his companies, Format Clothing, Con Artist, he revived Scribe. Yep. All that stuff. Like, and he was just so passionate about what he enjoyed doing that he just tried to give it his all. And like, sadly, it just wasn't in rollerblading. And now he has Arsenal Fishing.
Yes.
And apparently that's killing it.
I was in the drive-thru at Taco Bell yesterday, and someone had a bumper sticker of Arsenal.
That's awesome.
I know.
Yeah. I had coworkers.
On the other side, there was Trump. But over here was Arsenal.
And I was like, all right.
I was like, oh.
Cool, but...
And I was like, take a picture.
Yeah.
But that shows like he's
But
so
random. I was like, how do I know Arsenal? And it took me a second. I'm like, oh, that's Fabiano's.
Yeah.
He's so happy and not having to make these sacrifices and like lose face so many times because it's a business that actually works.
Yep.
Like that's all it takes is like something where you're able to not stress out about not only is the company going to work, but how are people going to perceive you from here on out?
Yeah.
Because the second that somebody was off of a team, boom, straight to BMAG, talking shit about the owners. Like, no, there was never like a clean cut.
Yeah. Damn, I never got into that stuff. I'm like, ugh, someone got cut from the team. I was like, all right, tough shit. Like, time to find another one.
Well, and like to give perspective on how small this industry is, like Don Bambrick is one of the biggest pros.
Yep.
And when he left Razors, I was able to talk to Andy through text messaging.
Yeah.
Like if LeBron got cut, or even smaller scale, Brian Scheckler got dropped from Red Bull. There's nobody that I could text at Red Bull and be like, hey, what the fuck happened, man? What's going on?
Exactly. Yeah. It's like, let me forward you to the PR or whatever the hell. It's like, all right.
Look,
cool.
man, do you want these sugar-free Red Bull or not?
Yeah.
That's all I'm trying to do.
Some.
Remember at skate comps when the Red Bull vehicle would go by?
Yeah. The little Mini Cooper.
Yeah.
Yeah. With the huge ass can sticking out of the back. And always like two hot girls pop out. Hey, guys, you want some Red Bull? Yes, I do. And then you're just salivating at them. And it's just like, yeah, sure, Red Bull. But no, they were all over the place.
I know, that is so random. I can't believe I just thought
you
about
can
that.
buy those Red Bull cars now because apparently they don't really use them. Well, I mean, they don't use them anymore. So, yeah. So I see like people just drive around with
You're like wait, stop. Yeah. We're supposed to get free ones now.
But no, it's like all the decals are off. So all you see is just, I think they still left the can on in the back. So it just looks.
So you can just change the can to whatever.
Just put like, I don't know, Coca-Cola.
That's hilarious.
Or clean.
There you go.
Clean cause. Yeah.
That's what's up. Clean cause.
Yep.
Promo code TNSAA for 20%. No, it's all the same network.
Okay.
All right. Good enough.
20% off your next order.
Yeah.
Pew, pew.
Oh, rollerblading. Look at that.
But yeah, okay. That's a lot of rollerblading.
That was a lot of rollerblading. Sorry, guys.
So when
I was asleep that whole time.
Yeah, it's all right. And now people who listen to that of like rollerblading, you're like, oh, these guys don't these guys are never into this industry. It's like, yeah, we observed it. That's all that matters. We can criticize what we want.
Well, and I'll say because of my whole like thinking that I was gonna have some type of impact on rollerblading, I had this like. These delusions of grandeur, I would say.
Yeah, man.
Oh, that is a good... Yeah, that's what I would diagnose you with.
Yeah. Thinking that I was going to save certain aspects of rollerblading, which is fucking insane.
Hey, man, if you think, like, the mind is a powerful thing. That's such a cliche thing to say. But it's just, if you really think you have an idea and it can help save something or somebody... Why the fuck not? Like, why wouldn't you do it?
I mean, I will say, like...
It's such a positive
thing. I think
thing.
the thing, too, with, like, what you wanted to do is, like, these... And you can erase this if I'm completely wrong. But, like, Chase, he was really good.
Oh, my God.
Yep.
But, like, didn't have the money for, like, the newest skates and all that kind of stuff. So it's like you wanted to help those almost underdogs who are amazing.
Yeah. I coined the nickname for him, Trailer Park Chase. Like, and then he used it as a AOL Instant Messenger name. I was like, all right, yeah.
But dude, that's a good example. Like when I started filming, like those are the dudes that I latched on because I was like, what the fuck? Every time there's a skate comp, people are losing their minds.
It too.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
But nobody's like shining a light on these dudes. But so what I was gonna say, I'm glad. Those dudes, those were the perfect people, like David Walsh and those cats.
Yep.
They're the sweetest human beings.
Yep.
Love them to death. So I'm glad that like those were the dudes that I latched onto.
Good.
But
Yeah, they're very great people.
What I was gonna say was not, and I'm not like trying to toot my own horn or whatever, but
So you're tooting your own horn.
I am gonna toot my own horn.
Do it. I love it.
Do you have a horn sound on that thing over there?
I'll throw it in there. When I approached Justin at One Blade, I did rollerblading interviews, but I was like starting to do concert photography.
Yeah.
And I was like, I can line up music interviews if you just let me post them on your website.
Yep.
And he was game for that. And then when I started doing that, there was a bigger uptick in like the traffic that went to that site.
Yeah. We got to go to some pretty cool
Nice.
interviews.
And then
Yeah.
Like, who did you interview?
Census Fail.
What?
Yeah.
Oh, wait. I remember that one. I actually do remember that. I was like, Chris Duke. I remember saying that.
Cool.
Yeah. That's awesome.
And then some other like.
it was a lot of Warped Tour bands.
Yeah,
Sure.
lots of Warped Tour bands. Yeah.
But the biggest thing was interviewing David Koechner from Anchorman.
Oh, damn.
Yeah.
Well, that's pretty epic.
Yeah.
He got to sit in his hotel room.
No, I don't know.
Champ Kind, the guy with the cowboy hat.
He was on The Office too.
Good Lord. My brain, when it comes to shows and movies, I am so fucking
If you
stupid.
saw a picture of him, you'd be like, oh, I know
Probably,
David Koechner.
yeah. Oh, him. Yeah.
Yeah.
Damn, dude.
I landed an interview with him.
Yeah.
Me and my little brother got to hang out in his hotel room for 2 hours while he drank and told us stories, basically.
Yo, that's pretty sweet.
So, like, and you know what I don't talk about as much? You know who Lawrence Krauss is? He's a physicist.
Like, yeah. Him. Yeah.
He's done a lot of debates and atheist as well.
Yep.
Landed an interview with him. And so like I was able to, I know why I was bringing that up, because when you were talking about like if you put your mind to it type of stuff, but the shitty part of that was I was like landing these big things, but nothing was changing.
Yeah.
And I was like, what the fuck? Why aren't people? And then I would like take it as an affront to like, you know what I mean? So I was a salty sailor as well.
Yeah. Like
when it came to that stuff.
Like even though you were netting some big shit, it just
and bringing lots of traffic to BMEG for
but it just
not BMEG, One Blade.
Oh,
you
they're all the
wanted,
same.
yeah, exactly. You wanted that recognition. You wanted, like everyone does.
Yeah.
Who doesn't? I mean, you're bringing in huge fucking names, and then all of a sudden, it's just no one cares. Like after.
Well, but
the
and the thing that I realize now is like it's not that people weren't looking at it.
Yeah.
That just in our community, it doesn't equate to anything.
Oh yes.
So like so I became one of those people that was like, instead of recognizing the industry for what it was, I was like, well, I should have this now because I was able to do blah 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 blah. And it's like, no, we don't have that. We get to do cool shit, and those should be like digested as really unique experiences that I got to have rather than this other thing.
Yes. Yeah. You're kind of looking at it through the wrong lens almost.
Yeah.
So.
Which bleeds right into the next topic.
Ooh.
Photography.
I was going to say pee.
Yeah, I was going to say urination.
How did you pick up photography, by the way?
Do
you have to go pee-pee?
I wasn't kidding.
Oh, that's
yeah,
fine.
I got to go after her too. So I don't know if you're going to edit this out.
I mean, yeah, we will.
Okay, cool.
That's okay.
We can wait.
Do you want to throw out any racial slurs since we're gonna? Now, you are Filipino?
Cambodian.
Yeah. I always fuck that up.
Soksabai.
That's so funny because I work with a lady who's Cambodian.
Oh, nice.
And I did the same thing to her. I was like, Filipino?
Yep.
She was like, no.
We are interchangeable. It's crazy.
Why is it? Like, have people thrown that at you before?
Oh,
Filipino?
100%. Yeah. It's either I'm Filipino or mixed mulatto because of my lips. They think I'm black and Vietnamese.
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Look at I got big lips. Yeah, man. As everyone has said to me, DSLs. So that's for the people who don't know. That means
That felt good.
It's good pee.
Yeah, it was a long pee.
Okay, so we're back from commercial break.
had to take a pee-pee.
Pee break.
I'm a photographer. Are you a photographer?
I was a photographer, kind of, not really. Yeah.
Do you still have a camera?
Oh, I actually gave them all to my dad.
Really?
Yes, I did. I just wasn't using them anymore.
That's interesting.
Yeah, I love it. I love cameras. I love all that shit, but it's just so expensive.
It is expensive for sure. All right, well, that's all that needs to be said about that.
All right, see you later. Have a good one.
Back to rollerblading. I forgot because I did want to bring this up. So when we were talking about those skate contests.
That one RTP we went to, the crazy one.
Well, so I forget if you were there or not, but when Ben Weiss was on shrooms.
I was not at that one.
Okay.
I heard about this, so yeah.
So something that's like underlying in the rollerblading, well, in skate, extreme sport world in general, that people don't talk about is when somebody who's young gets really good, you're now skating with people twice your age.
Yeah.
And nobody addresses like how weird that dichotomy is. Like going on tour, like John Bellino being like 15, 16 years old, getting hammered with full blown adults. Like it just was such a weird breeding ground for like debauchery that, like, so for the instance that Kim's talking about, so RTP were there. And, I think that was actually the first year that I went.
Really?
Yeah.
That's a hell of a...
Because I remember I wanted to go the previous year, and then I was like, hey, we should do it. Let's go. And
I know, this is the year, too, that we got the money from the Famous Daves and...
No. You know what? I thought that those were the same year, but it wasn't. So, but that year, Weiss was on shrooms, and I think he won the contest. Because, like, he had brought plywood and was, like, doing these big... like crazy gaps and shit.
Jumping off buildings to a rail, like it's just yeah, it's insane.
And that was the first instance that I was even aware that shit was happening.
Yeah.
So that's why I bring that one up, because it's like someone was like, yeah, he's on shrooms right now, like he's kind of out of his mind.
Yeah.
I was like, what the fuck? How can you skate on shrooms? That seems terrifying.
It's crazy. Like so my rollerblading crew, like Jeff Howard and stuff, we were actually all very straight edge up until like maybe when we all hit 21 or well, and then 21, and all of a sudden we just kind of saw this, people just started drinking and stuff like that, just experimenting with drugs and whatnot. And I don't know, like we took a lot of pride in being straight edge back in the day.
Yeah.
It was like insane. It's like I remember talking with a whole bunch of rollerbladers and be like, like I don't need that shit. I got rollerblading. That was literally the mentality.
That's so funny.
Yeah, but then all of a sudden, we just, all right, beer, it's good, feels good, weed, all that stuff, and I don't know. It just slowly turned into you just started accepting it more in the community.
Yeah,
and it was kind of sad because, like as you were saying, like younger kids coming into the scene. And then all of a sudden, these kids are, partying with older ass people.
Yes.
It's weird, man. I never liked that. It's just this little kid's very influenced by these guys that are accepting. Yeah,
the skill set makes them accept these kids.
Yes,
it makes them seem older than they are because they're able to do what the adults are doing.
Yes.
So you drop your guard and think that they're able to handle more than they might actually be able to handle.
That's exactly it. Yeah, it's scary being that young and getting drunk with old dudes. I mean, like granted there's no pedophilia here, but it's just at least
not in Minnesota.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. It just feels so gross, but
sorry.
It's all right.
Family. Why does he want to FaceTime you?
Oh, he does that sometimes.
Oh, brother.
Oh,
Speaking of a grom,
That's
Josh was kind of grommy.
Yeah, but he was a little kid, so it was okay.
That's true.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, you were a full grown.
Yeah, I was an adult.
Grom.
Yeah, if you're young, you can be a grom.
Yeah.
If you're our age, if you're a grom, then you need a hobby.
But back to the drug abuse and stuff, like what the fuck was that dude's name? Phil.
Oh gosh, yeah, Phil.
The dude with the dreadlocks Will Bean, Mike Way.
Oh, sure. Oh, yeah. I know what you're talking about.
So like, so there was a skater in the community that passed away, Richie Parasu.
Mm-hmm.
And when that happened, I was like close with him and Jason Calva, and like when Richie's friends started to like learn about me through Jason, I think, we started skating together, and that was the worst of it for me that I saw, was like these guys had like their own issues that they were refusing to work out, and because they had a skill set that people like envied, they thought that they were kind of given a pass to do like bad behavior and abuse drugs and alcohol like crazy.
Yeah. It was rampant, man. Like, my crew, Joe, too, and all those guys, the Hmong Booters, that's what
the Hmong Booters,
yes. Like, I don't know, they were really hardcore and all that stuff. And it's just, I don't understand why drugs and alcohol is such a part of that
culture.
The culture. It's just so weird. It's like you guys are doing something like that demands, like, you know, you being at your peak or something like that.
Your full attention. And
There's a lot of consequences for fucking up a trick, especially if you're trying to be at the level of like Aragon and Haffey and those dudes.
Exactly. It's just, why wouldn't you want to be kind of sober for that? But again, it's just like, it's that education. It's that whatever type of life experience that they've had. Like, I don't know, a lot of rollerbladers have had shitty upbringings from here. And like, it's just their outlet. They're actually good at something, and then they just fall into that trap of, oh, hey, when you're not rollerblading, try some of this stuff.
Yeah.
Like, absolutely. So, like, there's a lot of people who fell into just really bad stuff, and like, it's kind of sad to see sometimes, but you just got to be supportive for a lot of them.
Yeah. So, and we talked a little bit about this stuff beforehand, like, there was, and before even like realizing that mental health was gonna become a more accepted thing, there were people that we saw struggle, and there were those little blips where you were like, oh, you too?
Yeah.
But it felt like it was only, you could only talk about it with that person.
Yeah.
Whereas now, like, we can kind of more openly. So like for you, was it depression or anxiety? Like, what were the things that you struggled with?
Oh, it was definitely depression. I actually did kind of grow up pretty fucked up. Like, my middle brother and I do not have a good relationship at all. Like, it is very bad. He was extremely abusive growing up, mentally, more mentally than physically. And it kind of fucked me up, because it was just like, there's some day, like, I would always try to get along with him. Like, oh, hey, come play video games or something like that. And he would but he would just bully his way into getting whatever he wanted. And my parents would always succumb to it. And my parents never necessarily saved me from a lot of it, from a lot of the abuse anyways. They were deathly scared of him.
Oh, wow.
And, yeah. Like, I mean, just some of the physical abuse, like lock me outside on a winter day or something like that. Throwing me downstairs, shit like that. Like, it was pretty bad. On top, but like, it wasn't until like my adult years, probably like maybe early 20s. Like, I saw a therapist probably like a handful of times, and it came to the conclusion, like, why am I so anxious? Why can't I like trust people? I have huge trust issues. And it's all because, like, what we dug up was just because of all the shit my brother did to me. And so after all of that, and just mental health is just such a big thing for me, even though I need to see a therapist. But it just sucks with insurance.
Yeah, it's
just like, it's in your network. Is it like, does Medica do this? Does Medica do that? And it's just, it's kind of it gives me anxiety just thinking about it right now.
Yeah.
But like, all of that, like, it kind of hampers like a lot of my relationships with friends and stuff, because it's like I tend to be so uptight. And I don't know where I'm really going with this, but
that's really interesting because like my perception of you was not that, and I don't know if you picked up like on my silliness or what the deal was, but every time that I would see you, it was always just a bunch of silly shit.
Yes, absolutely. We touch each other's butts and stuff all the time and act really gay towards each other. I loved it.
Talk about the Chappelle Show.
Yeah, man.
Yeah,
it was just so playful. Yeah. And that's what I love doing. I love being playful. Like bringing back the rollerblading community. I was always known as Vun Gay. Yep. Everyone called me that because
I forgot about that.
Yeah, man.
Wow.
Because I'm just one of those people that I like to get people a little uncomfortable. And I'm gonna embarrass Blake Cohen because he just never loved any of those advances. Like it was I wouldn't really go in for anything. I just pretend to go tickle him or something.
Yeah.
And then he would just
pull that thing a little closer to you.
My bad. There we go. Hello. Closer to the mic.
It's right on the top. There's a little. They're not omnidirectional.
They're
not that
there we
fancy.
go. Hello.
There we go.
All right. Good. So Thank you. No, please feel free. Please tell me to do that.
Okay. Now.
Yeah.
But yeah. So that's interesting to hear you say that whole uptight thing because I just never saw that side of you.
Yeah, it's a big side of me.
Finish the Blake story though.
Oh, sorry.
Oh no, it was pretty much done. It was just like it's just I always loved making him feel uncomfortable because it just was. I don't know. It just made me feel like I was liked in a way that people just thought was weird, but I don't know. It was my way of being accepted.
Yeah.
It was really weird because, I mean, we're still friends, so I must have been doing something right. Yeah. But going back to, like, the mental health stuff, I don't know. I guess I don't know where I was going with that.
Well, so with the trust issues that you had, do you think that in kind of, I mean, obviously you enjoy the silly stuff, but it also allows you to have kind of distance because the silliness isn't necessarily who you are for a bit or for a gag. Like these little things kind of allow for a certain piece of separation.
Correct.
Where they don't necessarily, they're not going to try to lean on you for something.
Yep.
Does that make sense?
No, that's exactly it. It almost says when you say it like that, it's like I use that silliness to kind of detach myself from what I think is off-putting about me.
Oh.
And like, you know, me being uptight. Ask anybody, like my closest friends, they all know I'm uptight. Like when I went to a friend's bachelor party in Miami, house full of 15 bros, causing ruckus, you know, them being broy. And of course me, I always feel like I need to be responsible all the damn time. So it's like if things aren't going a certain way, I have to be like, hey man, like I don't like the way this is going. I'm going to go hang out by myself for a little bit. And it just seems to be very off-putting when you just want to be kind of alone reading a book in Miami when it's, you know, winter weather up here. And, you know, you're supposed to be partying with the bros, getting drunk in Miami, doing blow and shit.
I was going to say cocaine.
Yeah, man. It was rampant. But no, it was like, I can be a little off-putting in that regard because it's like almost me projecting onto somebody else that they need to be responsible. They need to, and I can't stand it when people aren't responsible. Yeah.
That's very interesting. Do you have any questions for Kim Duke, who's a mental health professional?
Well, I'm not a therapist.
Oh, damn it.
But you are.
All right.
I was waiting for you to be like, hey.
Hey, so,
do you take Medica?
Yeah. Do you?
Are you in network?
I like fingers up my butt. Can you tell me why I like that?
Well, the anus has a lot of nerves.
Yes, it does.
So
it's the tongue of the ass.
Yeah.
As they say.
Stupid. So stupid.
But
Well, so we hadn't seen each other for a while.
yeah, the last show that we saw each other at was Dalia.
Oh God, yeah.
Yep.
But so what I was going to say
did
was
the wrong way.
we hadn't seen each other for years because like I had my back issues, so I like
Stopped
was
sure,
detached
yeah.
from rollerblading and all that stuff. And then I ran into was it Christina Pajitsky?
Yep.
Yeah, that was just a few years ago.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
Not
then
even 1 year ago, over a year and a half ago.
Yeah.
Yeah.
and so and then we learned like, oh shit, you like comedy?
Yeah.
Oh man.
And you guys like the same comics
Yes,
too.
absolutely.
Yeah.
It was so refreshing to see that because there's not a lot of people that like the same comedy as me. My girlfriend, she kind of does, but I don't know. She can only handle so many dick and piss jokes all the time. So it's just, I get it.
Did you go to the Ali Wong show?
No, I wanted to. I know.
So good.
I wanted, like, I couldn't get tickets. It's just,
Oh yeah, it's sold out super quick.
Yeah.
That's right.
So
Yeah. Wife of the year over here sitting online right when tickets go on sale.
come on.
She talked about how every city that she goes to, she has to ask around to find where the good Asian food is.
Of course.
And she said she had to travel all the way to Hmong Village,
Oh, yeah, in St. Paul. Yeah,
which I never even heard of that before.
yeah, man. My mom sells bean sprouts there.
Get the fuck out of
Yeah,
here.
man.
That might be the most Asian sounding
It's
thing.
hella Asian. Dude, so awesome. Every time I go to my parents' house, she's like, look, Vunley, I'm making bean sprouts. And I can sell these for $100. I was like, hey, great, Mom. Here's $100. Don't do that anymore.
So when did you start going to shows?
So you met the big guy that I was with, Andy Carlson,
Yeah.
curly hair. Him and I are just big fans of comedy. And I think our first show together was good Lord, I don't even remember. It might have been Bill Burr.
Oh, I remember you telling me about that. Yeah.
It was Bill Burr at why do I want to say State Theater?
Oh,
Because
probably.
I feel like a lot of things
Yeah.
are at the state.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And yeah, we just kind of made it a habit. We would each just buy each other, like if we see a comedy, like see tickets on sale, we'd just be like, all right, let's just buy them. We'll pay each other back later, whatever.
Yeah.
So we kind of just made a habit of doing that. And he got tickets to Louis C.K. when he was in here, when he's back. That was amazing at Acme. And
You went to those shows?
Yeah, man. It was crazy. Like,
I am very interested
yeah.
in did he address?
Oh, right from the beginning.
Really?
Yeah. I don't want to say what he said. Well,
Because his special's out now. So
Yeah.
if people really want to
exactly
figure it out,
it
they
was
can go
essentially
buy
what
it.
he said at the beginning of the special. But he would go, he's at Acme, very small venue. And then all of a sudden he just opens up with, I used to do stadiums. And then everyone, that killed and it just cleared the air. And it was just so crazy. It was, he did it in a way that I felt like he should have done it, and he did it. And it was amazing. Yeah. And he killed all night. It was funny because it was protesters outside.
Yeah.
Which is totally understandable.
A lot of those protesters were comic friends of mine that because at that time there was some shit going down in our own scene, and then
Which has really gone down now.
It's gotten much worse.
Sure. Yeah.
Finding out that people in comics, so the comedy scene as a whole seems to just breed sexual assault and sexual misconduct over it's so disheartening.
Totally.
But yeah, so at that time there was some shit going down, and then when they heard that Louis was coming, it was like, well, what the fuck?
Yeah.
So now not only are we trying to make things better, but we're promoting this dude who made
exactly
the unsafe work environment such a.
And it sucks being a fan of comedy.
I know. Especially I really liked Chris D'Elia too.
Yep.
Yeah.
Can I admit something?
Yeah,
I fell asleep at that special.
That's
Did you?
hilarious.
Yeah.
I think I had such high expectations for his show too, because of the stuff I've seen from him before was so funny.
Yep.
My favorite bit, and will always be my favorite, is the drunk girl bit. so I had like all these high expectations, and like you go to it and you're like, oh, and almost I think the hardest thing too is like knowing that they were filming.
Yeah.
I had felt like we had to laugh the whole time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I felt like I wasn't even hearing the jokes, because it's like, okay, if the camera for some reason goes on us, like you have to look like you're laughing at everything.
Yep. The pressure's on.
Yeah. So then when we watched it on Netflix, it was like, I don't remember that joke. And I didn't drink. I was completely sober for it. So it's like, so I felt like I couldn't really.
Yeah. I feel like when you go to some comedy shows, you're just so in that moment of like, you're just trying to be a part of the laugh track almost.
Yeah.
Yes.
And then like, you just kind of forget a lot of the jokes that are kind of happening.
But like Christina P was amazing.
Yeah, she killed.
Did you go see Tom Segura?
I did.
Okay. We went to that one too.
Was, well, remember, so I got lost. And I was like, I'm just going to go for the nearest door. And it just so happened to be the one that you were walking in.
Oh, that's funny. Yep. So that was 3 shows in a year.
Yeah.
Oh, interesting.
So that's so hilarious.
That is so funny.
Like, I can't fucking believe it.
I know.
Dude.
We got to just start going to shows together.
Yeah.
Let's just make a habit of doing. Yeah, absolutely. Whenever the hell.
I was going to say when they happen again.
Yeah. Ugh.
That's probably why my brother was calling me. He wants me to do, to produce a comedy show. There's like a pavilion by where they live now, where they do like music, and he was like, well, it would be cool to do comedy shows there, which I love comedy. Obviously.
Do you?
I do love it.
Oh,
I'm a geek. So I was going to ask you this, like, do you dissect it in the way that like I'll pause a special and be like, okay, do you know why that's funny? Because the way that he set that up was so that he could do a callback by the end of the show. And like
I do that constantly.
Yeah, Chris does it all the time. He's like, callback. Like he'll just sit there and like, and it's like, don't pause a comedy show. Like we gotta watch it.
No, I am the exact same way. I love nerding out. The art of creating it and how it's delivered interests me so much, and I want to do it. I want to do stand up.
Oh, that's right. I remember you talking about that.
But I don't know. I beat my I just feel like I can't do it, and I just need to get past that stage.
I think there's aspects of you and unique stories to you. Mm-hmm. Like when you talk about rollerblading, people think spandex, bike helmet for some reason.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
So like and
which I do wear.
I was gonna say that's your biking outfit.
Yeah, I do wear that.
But you brought up the fact that people used to call you Vunley.
Yeah, man.
I totally forgot about that.
There's so many. You have so many premises that people like that you could turn into 5 minutes.
Yes, easily, man.
Easy.
That's the type of shit that I have, man.
But do you do the thing? Because I have other friends who they love comedy.
Yeah.
But they feel like if they're gonna do it, they want it to be an actual 5 minutes, like almost pro level.
Yeah.
Like the expectations are very high.
Yeah.
Rather than just being like, dude, there's drunk 50-year-old women that go up and do open mics.
Yeah.
If anything, you would get twice the laughter just by knowing what you know. Yeah. Rather than having these high expectations.
And that's precisely it. It's like I have it. Like I know I can do it. I know but I'm just such a wuss. It sucks. It's just it scares the hell out of me. Public speaking, doing this even. I'm like, it's like I just feel like I would freeze. Yeah. Dude, you should see me in meetings. Ugh.
Like I know even on Zoom meetings.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Like I'll host a meeting and I'll just start explaining some stuff. And then I'm just stuttering every other word. I feel like my words aren't being communicated properly because I sometimes always fumble my words all the time and shit like that.
What if
I don't feel like you're uptight. I think you have some underlying anxiety.
Oh yeah. Yeah, absolutely.
For sure.
Yeah. I need weed. Where's my weed? Kidding. Kind of.
Are you a fan of improv?
I want to be.
You want to be?
Yes.
Because I noticed you've always been able to riff, and like we didn't know it was riffing back in the day.
Yeah.
Would you like to try out?
Yeah, let's let me do the comedy tryouts here.
Okay.
Let's see if I can let me stretch a little bit.
I'm gonna have you be Mrs. Long.
My mother?
Your mother.
Ooh, let me get very Asian. Okay.
And we're in a grocery store, and you're looking for an item,
mm-hmm.
and you're asking me for help.
Oh, sir, choose me.
Yes,
choose me.
Yes, yeah, I choose you.
Yeah. Can you help me find cucumber?
Yes, you want cucumbers?
Cucumber.
Absolutely. We have a sale on cucumbers right now.
Okay, where?
If you'll just follow me.
Okay, where?
I'll right this way.
Okay, I come.
So as you can see, we have this stack of
okay. Yeah.
We have this stack of cucumbers.
Yeah.
And right now, if you buy 3...
Oh, okay, thank you.
Oh.
Yep, I got...
Are you...
Nope.
Oh, okay.
And then I'm off in my own world. Sorry, Mom. I love you, but that's her.
That was awesome.
Yeah.
Oh, my God. I've never heard that accent before either. Choose me? I love that.
Choose me. Oh, that sticks out to me because there was one time my mom rolls down the window to ask for directions because we were like super lost. And then like it was me, my brother, and my mom in our car. She rolls down the window and she just yells out the window, "Choose me. Choose me." And the lady's not paying attention until like my oldest brother rolls down the window. He goes, "Excuse me, can you help us, please?" And it's just like, being Asian is so funny because no one understands you and everybody wants you to talk English.
Now that I think about it, you kind of remind me of Joe Coy in the way that you do your mom. Like, you really get in the zone.
Oh yeah,
like that was perfect.
Yeah, absolutely. I love making fun of my mom. It's so good. Just because she's so Asian. Like my mom and dad are like great for just comedy. My dad's a moron, and like he
for some reason when you were saying more, I thought you were gonna say Mormon. I'm like, what?
My dad's
crazy.
a Mormon, has like 9 wives, 25 trillion children because Asian people will just have 1 trillion children with one mother, or I meant one lady. One, yeah. I guess that's kind of correct, right? But yeah. See,
wow, that was awesome.
I can probably do it.
Yeah. I mean, you have an arsenal of material.
Yeah.
And the riffability.
Yeah.
People underestimate, like, there's certain, like, when you get in that flow, there are things that you'll say on stage that feel like muscle memory. That, like, you don't even realize that you're going to say this thing, but it works perfectly with. And I could see you doing very well.
No, that's very encouraging. I do like that. So I'm probably going to take that with me.
Well, Kim Duke, it's time for our favorite segment.
Oh, no.
Are you ready? For a 3, 2, 1. So, Vun, this is the part of the show where we try a snack that we've never tried before.
Oh, okay. So, kind of funny. What's the snack today?
What is the snack today? You seem to have picked something up.
I think I picked something up when Chris was saying, "Hey, pick a snack," and then I was like, "Okay," and you said something like, "Oh, it might be a while before we start the podcast." I thought that was like kind of a hint to, you can eat the snack, and then I started eating a few, and then you're like, "Dude, you're not supposed to eat it." I was like, "Oh, well, I thought I could," and then. Yeah, I don't know. That's my anxiety.
What is this snack called?
Damn.
Well, that's funny.
Yeah, DAIM. So, damn.
It's the...
is it damn good? You don't know. You haven't tried it yet.
I don't know. I haven't tried it yet.
Norwegian Marabou.
Yep. I can tell, and I can tell that these guys have went to
it's
IKEA
not Norwegian,
recently.
It's Swedish.
Oh, whatever.
Yeah. Is it? Yeah, it's Swedish, yes.
It is. IKEA is Swedish. And I am Swedish, so I know. I made those.
See?
Norwegian, Swedish, Cambodian, Filipino.
Totally. He presents me like all these snacks, and I was like, "Dude, I just went to IKEA today. I fucking bought like that one and that one."
That's so funny.
Yeah, I was like,
"Did you get these chairs at IKEA today?"
Oh,
Go ahead, grab one out of there.
All right, fine.
So what we do is we sniff. Yes. So I'm going to have you pretend that you didn't try these. Oh, that's funny. All right.
So
do we
give
like
it a sniff-a-doodle?
Yeah, it smells a lot like caramel.
Oh, man.
I like that.
No.
It smells
so
awesome.
Good.
You ready?
Yeah, 3, 2, 1. Well, I expected caramel on the inside. It's toffee.
Mm-hmm.
It's like a Heath bar and a Rolo.
Mm-hmm.
An easier to eat Rolo.
Yeah.
Good Lord.
With crunchy inside instead of the ooey gooey.
You mean the sticky and then ugh. And you're just like
the sticky and then who left these?
That's a good way to
like they got stuck in the laundry.
Yeah.
Rolos are always getting stuck in the laundry.
And in people's teeth and no one tells you.
Oh, and then you have to No.
No, I just had Rolos.
Having to like rip it down too and get that tin foil and the paper. I know.
Yum.
No. That was delicious.
Yeah, that was delicious.
I would definitely buy them again.
Gross stuff.
Like what?
Oh gosh, dried up broccoli, but not like good dried up broccoli. It was. What else was really gross?
Just broccoli florets.
That thing that tastes that.
We ate not cockroaches, but crickets.
Yeah, no.
Yum.
Yeah, we ate crickets. Those weren't bad.
Yeah.
They were barbecue flavored.
Oh,
really
nice.
Sunflower seeds.
Yeah.
That weird, flat, crunchy red thing. Like a beef stick, but it wasn't a beef.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
It was gross.
Where was it from?
No fucking idea. They were disgusting.
I think it was Amazon. We bought a huge box of random snacks.
I bought Korean snacks.
Yeah.
That's what it said on Amazon. And then we get the package and it says Japanese snacks.
Oh, dude, they fucking bait and switch. Those
sons of bitches.
Yeah. I wouldn't be sure that the Koreans did that or the Japanese. Someone in between.
Yeah.
Bait and switch.
We didn't go into the comedy. Chris was such a comedy nerd. We had to go to the Comedy Store when we went to LA.
Mm-hmm.
He went there 3 times. Well, multiple times.
I saw photos of that.
Yeah.
God,
he had to go see David Spade. I love David Spade.
That was so weird.
Yeah, that is weird.
What's 10 times better than seeing David Spade was in one night, I got to see Anthony Jeselnik, Andrew Santino, and shit, now I'm spacing on his name. Oh no! Fuck.
Wow.
Whatever.
I'm a comedy nerd.
Yeah, but isn't Andrew Santino like handsome?
He is.
Like unreal.
Who's Andrew Santino? The redhead?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. There's just
I
something
think him and Rudy should date though, for real. I think they'd have a good dynamic.
Yeah,
they
totally.
do. The way they talk, it's funny.
She's 18.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Barely 18.
Yeah.
Not bad.
Oh.
I should get to know people's ages before I make comments.
Yeah, oof. Anyways. But yeah, getting to see Jeselnik and Andrew Santino on stage one after the other.
That's pretty awesome.
Oh my God. That was, I couldn't believe that you could even get tickets for a show like that.
Yeah.
And then in the same vein, like, the next time that I went to the Comedy Store, I got to see Bobby Lee, Eric Griffin, Esther
Pavitsky.
Yeah, Pavitsky.
Yeah.
Fucking God, there was some just absolute. It's crazy. The Comedy Store is insane. Like, I can't believe that place exists.
Yeah,
and that's where
Who
people
knows
work
if
out
it'll
their
still
shit.
Exist
Yeah,
after COVID, but
yeah, exactly.
Saw Dane Cook there.
Oh, nice.
Fucking Jeff Ross.
Whoa,
that was insane. He was
cool.
I saw him. He was working out his roasts for Bruce Willis.
Okay.
And he was like, do you guys mind if I test out some of these jokes? And then there's a guy that plays the piano in between each person coming on and off. And he just liked the way that sounded. He was like,
yeah,
why don't you just keep that going? And so the guy played piano through his entire set.
Oh,
and he
awesome.
started to get the rhythm and would time it out with the piano.
Yeah.
It's fucking insane.
Why don't you live there? LA. Oh, yeah, LA.
It's expensive.
Oh, yes. Yeah.
So
Also,
expensive. And all this shit that's going on in
the
Hollywood.
pedophilia.
Yeah.
Man, they opened Epstein's thing. I just got a text from my friend who's digging through his papers.
Oh my God.
Wait, who?
Epstein?
Oh, yeah, all that shit. Yeah.
But did you see Brian Callen?
Yeah, when he was here?
Oh, no.
Oh.
You haven't heard about his sexual assault?
I did not see that.
I know.
What the heck? That's very disappointing.
Because him and Brendan were talking about Chris Lee on their podcast. Yeah. And Brendan was very tore up.
Yeah, he was crying.
Yeah. So I wonder how this is going to go.
Yeah, that's good Lord. Does it just breed these types of people or what?
I don't
It's
know.
They're damaged people who are elevated, and especially like comedy having kind of a boom.
Yeah.
They're being rewarded for not addressing their actual issues.
Yeah.
Like it makes for good stand-up sets. Sorry.
Touch your own.
It makes for good sets and bits and things, but the underlying issue that people don't seem to catch, like, is all of this, forced bravado, and then that turns into like, I deserve this now?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Oh, hey, did you deal with that problem? No.
Yeah.
I'm just going to keep moving forward.
Yeah.
And it's like, oh, shit, something bad's going to happen.
Yeah.
And that just seems to be, like with Louis C.K., like that dude had some issues, like
100%.
Body dysmorphia.
Really?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
I didn't know that.
Like all kinds of things that like he just didn't chip on his shoulder, all these things he didn't accept. And then, boom, all of this acceptance, and he hadn't actually dealt with any of the other stuff.
Yeah.
He would say it on stage, and people would be like, hey, man, that was a fucking funny set. I really liked it. Yeah. It's like, hey, I'm dying inside.
Yeah. Yeah, that's
so
a
like,
lot of...
For comedy, like, and not that I'm trying to make excuses for these people. They have committed heinous acts, and I am fucking revolted.
It's such a weird thing too, because there's clearly like a line drawn. There's a divide with this type of stuff, and but I feel like if I'm stepping on any toes, this is just kind of, I apologize in advance, but like with the Louis C.K. thing, like there was it was either you like forgave him for all of this stuff, or you just are not forgiving him. And it's like, I hate to say this, I don't approve of any of it. Right. But it's just like, he's always been a favorite of mine. He's always killed in my head. He's, in my opinion, one of the best dark comedians.
Oh, yeah.
Absolutely. But also, there's this. And it sucks. Because it's just like, as somebody who just who's always vocal, I am always vocal about that type of shit. Yeah. And I don't approve of it one fucking bit. Yeah. But also, it's tough. It's like, how do you appreciate everything that they've done, but all of a sudden, like now, this comes
and
out.
I don't relate with that with comedy, because I appreciate comedy. I love comedy, but but like I think of that a lot with my favorite band. Like when we keep hearing things coming out about people, it's like, what if I found out that my favorite band did this? Like the lead singer or someone in the band did it.
That happened to me.
And like, I have their tattoo or their lyrics tattooed on my body forever. Like this band has meant everything to me.
Lost Prophets?
Oh my God.
No, but I know it. No, okay. I mean, it hasn't happened. But what if it were to happen? What if it did?
Oh, sure.
Yeah, it's the used. So what if I find out that Bert did some shit back in the, and it's like, fuck, I've loved this band's helped me through like the darkest parts of my life.
Yep.
They're on my body forever. Like, how would I react?
You almost gave me goosebumps, because like when you started saying all that, the Lost Prophets lead singer did some really huge part of my life. Yeah. I fucking loved the Lost Prophets. And then all of a sudden, all that shit came out. And it's just like...
That was terrifying.
Terrifying, dude. Like, just... That whole case was so fucked up.
Yeah.
And for people who don't know, it was pedophilia. It was probably the worst kind of pedophilia. And
pedophilia, kidnapping, rape. I mean,
all that stuff.
Horrible.
All the awful things.
Yep.
Yeah. And
it's like now all of a sudden,
it's like you mourn a death almost.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Totally. And then once that news hit, I was just like, well, there goes my fucking childhood too. Like I
get.
Yeah. And it's like, all right, this band has gotten me through the worst, the best times. And all of a sudden, it's all just like, well, that guy is a piece of shit.
It's an attack on your support system.
Yeah. Yeah. It really was.
Yeah. And it's not like you knew these people personally, but they like literally help you through like the hardest, some of the hard, like being a teenager and all the shit you went through.
Exactly. That's why.
So you actually went through that.
Yes.
Okay. So when I hear about all these comics and it's like people that we like, but obviously Chris is way more into comedy than me. It's like, I always try to relate, like, how would I feel if I found this out about my favorite band ever? Like, I see why people get so tore up.
Yeah.
Well, I mean,
Well, we have a friend.
Yeah, we have a friend that was affected by that shit, and it was really easy for me to like attack people and be like, of course, believe all women, of course, like burn at the stake. Like I was just hyper vigilant and all these things, and then you find out that it happens to a friend of yours, and it was like I couldn't understand why people would make excuses for these comics beforehand. I was like, dude, what the fuck? No, don't support Louis. Don't do any of this shit. And then when this happened, it was like, so this is the gray that people talk about.
Yeah.
When people say when you grow up, it's not black and white anymore. Like there's a lot of gray. Yep. And that gray is, how do you flip that switch in your mind of like all of these incredible things that this person gave you?
Yeah.
And then just write them off.
Yeah. Well,
so that's when you're talking about like when you feel like you're mourning, like it feels like somebody died. It's because it really is an attack on like your support system, like this thing that really it's just how you interpret it. Everybody's threshold is different. Everybody's processing, all that stuff. To say is that if something is able to move you or make you feel better in any capacity, you're gonna remember that stuff.
Oh yeah.
And so it's hard to flip that switch.
Well, it's like take that comparison and let's just say like, what if your child was a murderer? Like, and it's like, you know, let's say you guys are 55, 60 years old and it comes out that your child murdered a whole bunch of people. Like that's that gray area. For you as a parent, it's that gray area. There's so many memories of just positive stuff and such joy in your life. And then all of a sudden, it's all overshadowed by this one, or multiple incidents that just happened. Yeah. I wonder
that's a great example.
That's real. I've never thought of it like that. Wow.
And it's like, I don't know. I was just going to say, that's like, just imagine Jeffrey Dahmer's parents.
Oh yeah.
Just like, oh shit, you did all that, but we remember that one time at fucking
when we took you to the carnival and this and that.
I was gonna say like Wisconsin Dells.
Oh yeah. That's a good way.
Yeah, there you go. But
when we went and got some cheese curds, you know.
Yeah, man, it's crazy. So it's that. That's
I never
that gray
thought of
area.
it. That's a really good analogy.
It is that gray area. Man. So it sucks. You know, it's something that's a part of someone's life for so long, and then all of a sudden it's just ripped away.
But yeah, it's so that like it's weird, like because now you have to have an opinion. Like everybody has to have an opinion on something. So when
social media,
when you hear people try to be like, look, I honestly don't even know how to process that because I can't imagine doing that to somebody. Well. What am I supposed to say?
Well, dude, kind of like the social media stuff. So, you know, with all the George Floyd stuff that happened recently.
Yes. I wanted to talk to you about the protest.
So, like, I was pretty active about it on my Facebook and stuff saying, like, you know, like, this is super bullshit, blah, blah, blah. Like, tons of posts. I support it. Like, the police suck in Minneapolis. That's it. Like I just kind of stopped posting that stuff after a while because it's just like it is tiring to look at the news all day and then it's just constantly all this negative shit. And I get it. Yeah. People are living this every day. I 100% understand it. But also for me, I have so much fucking anxiety that if I just keep listening to this all day, it's going to affect me as a whole and it's going to be negative.
Yeah.
So I like posted a photo of my car on Facebook, and then there's this a kid said to me, he was like, "Oh, like glad to see 2020 is going well for somebody." Like, you know, kind of, and it's like, dude, come on, man,
being a little facetious.
Yeah.
I do feel that way too. Like when there's a lot going on with, like I would post some things and I stopped and it's like, then I would post just pictures of the kids and it's like, are people going to think that I don't support this because I'm not posting about it anymore and I'm just posting. But it got to the point where I told Chris, I'm like, I can't do this anymore. Yep. Like going online and just seeing, especially COVID, because I work in the healthcare field and I have so like reading things, people not believing it, this and this and that. I have family members that don't believe it, all this. And it was just like, I was so tired of it.
Yeah.
Like, I just want to post picture. And, you know, that video came out last week with those doctors saying,
oh, yeah.
Jesus
and it's
Christ.
like, then you see people sharing it. It's like, okay, let's dig a little deeper, people. And then it's like one of our good friends, he dissected it and said, this doctor believes in the, you know, the demon, whatever.
Yep.
Apparently, because I have adenomyosis, I had sex with a demon or a witch.
Holy shit.
I know, isn't that fucking
that's
cool?
hot.
Wow.
Yeah. Anyway, so it's just like, and then I was going to share his post because I was so tired of seeing people share it. And then I was like, no, I'm just not going to even talk about it because it's so exhausting.
Yeah, it is. That's my thought process behind it all.
And I have anxiety so bad too. And it's like, I posted it and I'm like, oh my gosh, but what if my coworkers think this other video is real? And now I'm going to make them upset and they're not going to want to talk to me at work.
Yep.
And it's like, I don't want anyone mad at me. I don't support the current president. A lot of my coworkers do. So I don't want to ever make anybody upset. So I try to see all sides. So I'm like, I'm just going to post pictures of my fucking kids from now on.
Yep, exactly.
And my dogs.
That's the exact same type of thought process that I go through all the time.
Yeah.
Like every time, like I feel like I want to post something that's a little bit more about me because quite frankly,
it's your Facebook page or your social media.
Yeah. And I like being a narcissist sometimes because I don't know. Like like when I put these headphones on, I was like, ooh, I like hearing myself talk.
Yeah.
But it's just like all of a sudden when you start doing that on any form of social media, you get that criticism that you're not paying attention or passionate about current events and stuff like that. It's really weird how social media has just become an overall political tool.
It is.
And it's like it
I
just
miss
sucks.
seeing what people ate for breakfast and lunch and dinner.
Me too.
Why can't we go back to that where you post it every meal?
Instagram, Instagram my food.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. I always used to do that shit.
Nailed it. I want to go back to those days instead of, now it's all this, which is big. I'm not saying that it's not, but all the sex trafficking that's going on, that's like the new thing that's being, and it's like, I'm a woman, and if I'm not sharing stuff about that, what are people going to think about me?
Yeah.
And it's like, I'm not even going to do it. I'm not going to get involved in it because it's so like, and then am I not posting enough?
Yeah.
Or people think I'm just posting because other people are posting and I should,
Yep. Oh,
it's
man.
crazy that that's what social media makes us think in our heads, that we have to be constantly like, I got to post about this because all these people are posting about it now. And if I'm not posting about it, then they must not think I care about it.
That's the anxiety that I have. That's awesome. That's awesome to know that somebody else is going through
all
that
the time.
too. Good. Oh, it's not
because I
that
care
it's
about
good.
all these things. No, but I care about all these things, Hell, every time I go to T-Ball and they ask if I want to round up to help kids for education, I will donate to anything. If I'm at any store, I'll donate.
Yep.
Doesn't mean since I'm not posting on social media, I don't care about any of this stuff.
Yeah.
Because I do.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, and people don't understand, like, you need a break from that shit. Like, everyone was so excited about, the fuck is it, John Krasinski? The good news thing that he was doing?
The good news. He did a wedding for people on his show, a Zoom wedding, and had all the people from The Office on it.
Awesome.
Which is super cool.
Yeah,
and it was like,
I like that.
Thank God, something not so depressing.
Exactly. People want that, but at the same time,
if you
being
post
lambasted for it, like, only celebrities are allowed to post good news. Like, what the fuck is, like, we have a platform. I get that. And things are picking up, so more people are listening, and that's awesome. We love you guys. But fuck, man, we can talk about silly shit just as much as we can talk about the important stuff.
Absolutely.
We're here for both. We're always game for both.
And what's interesting is, like,
we need that silly shit.
The anxiety of feeling like I don't post enough, or this, and if I post this, what's this person going to think, that I don't care about what's going on in the world? I go on social media, and because other people are posting things about, look at what I did to my house or my yard, I don't sit there and go, they must not think, the police are shit or this and this and that. Like, I never look at people's posts and go, they don't care enough about what's going on in the world. I wonder if they recycle appropriately. I wonder,
Yeah.
That's good.
I think we need to think. I think my anxiety in my head, I have to be like, okay, I think you're overreacting because I don't look at other people's posts and be like, that person doesn't care too much, enough. That person's this. Even people that post a lot too, I'm not like, that person gives way too much. I'm just like, good for them for being like so open to talking
they
about
have a lot more mental strength than I do for this type of shit.
Yes.
Like, and a lot of people need to understand that not everyone has that same mental strength. Yeah. And it's like you're casting, your own beliefs on somebody else. Also, it sucks.
I don't think enough people think about that the things that you're subjecting yourself to can cause trauma and ruin things later for you in life.
Yep.
Ruin relationships that you want to form with people. It can really fuck up your mental state. Like the protests, like being out there, I'm sure you saw tons of crazy shit.
I was at the protest,
Yep. We should go back to
yeah.
Because I want to hear about, because do you live pretty close to there?
Oh, I live right on the street that he died on.
Oh my gosh.
So I live on 38th Street, about 10 or 12 blocks away from 38th in Chicago, to where he actually died. And like protests were on that street for who knows how long. Good Lord. That whole week when they brought in like National Guard or whatever, and even like when the police were just driving around, they used 38th Street to get between certain parts of Lake Street, when like where the precinct burned down, where that Target and stuff and the Cub Foods, where all that shit burned down, which is also only like 8 blocks away from where I live. And just all night you just see police zooming down my street. Ooh, it was scary. It was just like like when all the provocateurs.
Oh, yeah.
Like when they all starting shit on fire. And I'm fairly 99% confident that it was people from out of the city that were causing all the fires and shit. Like it had to be.
Well, and on top of that, there were police officers that were provoking people. There were like the blue line people that were provoking. When a friend of ours, who's a photographer, took a photo of the city provided a pallet of bricks.
Oh, yeah.
Which is psychotic.
Yeah.
That it made me think, how long have protests like been lesser than what is perceived? Mm-hmm. And that the government was promoting violence and trying to get people to it's fucking horrifying.
Yeah, it's crazy. Like just for instance, there was one night when there were protests not even near where I live. And it was like probably like maybe 2 miles away. And then all of a sudden, like gas stations by me were on fire. Pharmacies were being raided, like right down the road from me. Liquor stores were being raided as well. And in my head, before in my head, every single spot that was like burned down and stuff, like besides that big apartment fire that you guys saw.
Oh, yeah.
Every single spot that was burned down was all like things that the community needed. So there were people. Yes. So libraries were hit. The liquor stores, pharmacies. There's a pharmacy at a clinic, probably about a mile away from me, and the only thing that was like destroyed was just the pharmacy area.
Jesus.
Like, yeah, exactly. And the gas stations were burned down. So many gas stations burned down. It's just, in a community like this, they need all that shit.
Yeah.
They're not going to be able to afford to go out a little bit further to a suburb, get gas.
That's why they live in the city too. It's closer to, you can walk to things, and now the things that you could walk to, you can't go to anymore.
Yeah. So that's why all of it, I feel like it definitely was provocateurs who were fucking things up. Obviously media's going to spin it. So where it's just like, oh, these guys are looting and stuff. No, people aren't, like, trust me, no one's going to be fucking up a library for no damn reason.
Yeah.
And that's what they did, sadly.
We went really around the globe with all that.
We really did. There's so many things to...
Sorry, I know. No. I can talk your guys' ear off. So
that's fine.
Chris loves it.
Yeah, I do. Just, these chairs are comfy as fuck.
Yeah,
so.
good choice on the chairs. I like it. When I saw the throw pillows, I just wanted to hug it. Hey, little baby.
Man, well, Vun, you got to be our first guest in the like 90% completed studio or Staffus as we call it. Where can people find you on the social medias?
I have a public Instagram.
There you go.
MiataRF, MiATARF. That's just where I just post pictures of my car. Yeah.
It's a Mazda, isn't it?
Yeah.
Do you notice we have 2 Mazdas?
Yes, I did notice. Look at you, Mazda family. That was the first thing I noticed. I was like,
funny. That's the first thing I noticed about your car. I'm like, oh, it's a Mazda.
Yeah.
And I'm like, when you parked and I knew that was what you drove, I'm like, I wonder if he's going to notice 2 Mazdas in the driveway.
did.
Isn't that so funny?
And then I noticed your quality sign out there too. That's very nice to have, especially out here.
We have we actually have a pretty diverse neighborhood for Becker.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, that's so nice to hear.
But we have one very racist neighbor. So after I heard some of the things she said, I'm like, F you, I'm putting this in my yard.
Yeah.
We've got,
because I want people to feel like they can be safe here. I don't want people weird. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
Four loud and proud Trump supporting, that are just open about it.
Yeah.
For people, people that are.
All right, I'm going to
racist.
go over to their house and be like, hi, I'm Brown. You might have seen me before. Call the cops.
Dude, I wanted to bring that up.
No, let's do it.
Keep rapping.
Okay.
Okay.
Sorry.
You did.
You want to bring up the fact that he's brown?
Yeah.
Is that what you do? Okay.
Yeah.
You did a video with that dude, the amputee guy.
Yeah, Derek Whita.
Yeah. Explain it.
So, for people who don't know, Derek Whita is a war veteran. He lost his leg in a house raid in Afghanistan, I believe. Yeah, so he was the first to enter this house, and they shot his knee, and they tried reconstructive surgery on it. And he was walking around with it for a bit, but then all of a sudden, the pain was just too intense, so that he just chopped that fucker off. Yeah,
by himself.
Yeah, he's just yeah, that much testosterone in that man.
Ouch.
But yeah, he I've known him ever since middle school.
Really?
Wow.
We were both super nerdy. Playing Nintendo 64 all the fucking time, and we grew up with each other, and we kind of reconnected after he got back to Minnesota. Eventually he just started getting super into fitness, and he knew I did a lot of design nerd shit. So for people who don't know, I'm a graphic designer, and so I did all his videos, I filmed them all that shit. I edited them. It was a weekend project, every fucking weekend. And eventually it did help him propel into Joe Rogan follows him. That's how.
Really?
Yeah, exactly. So that whole comedy crew, they all follow him. Watch, he's going to probably be on Rogan now. I am Dr. Brown in one of the videos. It's losing weight with Derek Whita.
So the last thing that we do is our listeners are called ducklings. So we say, au revoir, little ducklings, quack, quack.
Au revoir, little ducklings, quack, quack.
Au revoir, little ducklings, quack, quack.
How would your mom say it?
Au revoir, little duckling, quack. I don't know. That was terrible. That was caught me off guard there. Yeah.
Good job.